good slow speed handling and short field capability in order to fly from roads for bases. Still so in its retirement from frontline Swedish Air Force service in 2005. The AJ-37 attack variant was the first Viggen to see service with the Swedish Air Force, entering operational use with F7 wing at Saab, currently the home of the Swedish Air Force historic flight, in February 1971. Later, those aircraft, many of them upgraded to the configuration we see on this aeroplane, the AJS-37, with more modern avionics and software. US Air Force SR-71 reconnaissance aircraft, the famous Blackbirds, operating around the Baltic. That was during the Cold War, when scrambles against aircraft from both sides, as it were, given Sweden's neutrality, were a very common feature. In attempting to get a lock on the SR-71s, the Viggens, the JA-37 models, passed through Mach 2 while climbing to 20,000 feet. And there certainly weren't any other Western fighters of that era that could achieve that. Retired from frontline service flying the new JAS-39 Gripen, one of the Air Force's oldest operational pilots, told me we were allowed to fly at 10 meters above lakes and 20 meters above ground, and we did that at high speed. Exercises for off-airfield operations with Viggens were common. The idea being that if one of the Ford road bases, or one of the Ford airstrips, was bombed and put out of action, the aircraft would always be able to taxi to another. The aircraft boasted superb slow speed handling, as I believe we might be about to see on this next flypast. By this, the world's sole airworthy example of the Viggen, a type that was never sold abroad. The vast majority was scrapped when the type was retired after 2005, being turned into beer cans and such like, but several have been preserved, and you can see one of them at the excellent Newark Air Museum. A slow pass here, and an outstanding slow wing look. question whether the Soviets or any other potential adversary could met their match in this aeroplane. It's not an aircraft that used to be seen until well into the 1990s. The squadron exchange was carried out between number 41 Squadron Royal Air Force on the Jaguar at Coltishall and F6 wing of the Swedish Air Force at Karlsborg on the attack Viggen in around 1983. And that excellent aviation artist Mike Rondo, who was then a Jaguar pilot, remembered flying the Viggen when they went out to Sweden. One of the outstanding moments of his career. He remembered his squadron boss of 41 at the time, Hilton Moses, returning from his two-seat Viggen trip, quote, looking like he'd just been put through some kind of crazy combination between a fairground ride and a washing machine. The aircraft now turning downwind. With a final roll on the downwind leg as the wheels go down. This aircraft was built in 1977. It was an AJ-37 when it was built. It became an AJS-37 later on with an upgrade in the 1990s. The S indicating the addition of reconnaissance capabilities to the attack fighter version. It was stored by the Swedish Air Force Historic Flight for 15 years before it flew again, and that was on the 27th of March 2012. The natural metal finish depicts the Swedish Air Force's earliest AJ-37. Now for a demonstration of the aircraft's short landing. I mentioned Mike Rondo's experiences of taking the controls of this aeroplane. Well, he said of flying on dispersed operations with Viggens from forward strips. The pilot flew a 4-degree hands-off approach with his hands on his head into a remote airstrip, landed, reversed into a parking bay, an engine running refueled without any communication with the people on the ground except hand signals, taxied out and took off in the direction that we'd landed in. Then we did some approaches onto roadways, flying at 15 or 20 feet to clear the cars and warn them that there were going to be some aeroplane movements. Well, no need to do that this time.